Yeah, okay, dudes, I get it. I said I'm not gonna make any more videos on Assassin's Creed Shadows, but things have changed because the game came out, right? It finally happened. Everyone's playing it, and there's only really two types of people who are reacting to the game. One are the people who are saying that it's just okay, it's just average mid, and those who are saying it's like the most horrible piece of garbage on this planet, right? Only two types of people. So I feel like I just have to give my final thoughts about the situation, and this is 100% the final video I'm making about Assassin's Creed Shadows, because as you'll learn on later in the video, I might not even play the game, okay? And this is very low effort because I didn't bother changing my shirt. Usually I wear the hood with the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood hoodie whenever I'm talking about Assassin's Creed, but I just don't give a anymore, right? That's just what it is right now. I'm just so dead inside, right? But we should probably talk about Assassin's Creed. First things first, I feel like I need to rectify some wrongs I made in the past. I am a human being. Although I wish I could like transfer my brain into like a Terminator endoskeleton body. Imagine how sick that would be, right? Like you don't have to sleep, you don't have to eat, you don't have to take a shit, no sexual desires. Like you're basically just like a machine, right? Like how sick is that? Peak human being. I feel like that's the next step in our evolution, getting rid of our weak fleshy bodies into something better. Right? Not be able to feel pain, but then again, not be able to feel anything. But then again, I'm a human and I still don't feel anything. So it is what it is. Anyways, I'm going off topic. I feel like I have to rectify a wrong I made in the past, and I think one of the very first videos I made about Assassin's Creed Shadows was after I saw the trailer and everyone's freaking out that, oh my god, it's Black Samurai. I made a video and I said, y'all are kind of just racist for believing that. I feel like I have to address the situation and the things that I've said. I'm here to tell you that I was wrong, right? And I apologize to all the people who I called racist because, you know, like I said in the many videos I made for Assassin's Creed Shadows, it all depends on the context and how much information we have, right? During that time when the trailer just dropped, right, saying that Yasuke being in the game is racist would be kind of racist, right? Okay, just because he's black, you're doing this. Just because he's black, you got a problem with it, right? If he was a white guy, maybe not so much of a problem, right? I mean, how many people had a problem with The Last Samurai that starred Tom Cruise? I don't know. I don't hear too much about that compared to this, right? It's a combination of hating Ubisoft, and that's completely warranted because I hate Ubisoft too, and also the fact that it's just a black guy in Japan, which I'm going to get to in a little bit, but let's just discuss the situation first, right? When it just first came out, kind of like how, you know, when the Witcher 4 trailer came out, people called it woke because it's a woman. Wrong. It's not woke because Ciri's in the game. Ciri, especially if you played The Witcher 3, she's been set up to be the next Witcher, the next protagonist for the game. So I said it was kind of woke, not because Ciri was the protagonist, but because CD Projekt Red is woke. They have a diversity and inclusion page on their website. We know they're woke, right? And I've heard, there's a little bit of spoilers for The Witcher 4. There may be about the plot that it's going to be, The Witcher 4 is going to be discussing the trials and tribulations of a woman in medieval Europe, which is, I mean, bro, I'm just here to kill fucking monsters, man. Collect some coin, you know, slay a fucking dragon. I'm not here to learn about women's struggles, man. This is a fucking video game, a fantasy video game of all things, right? You can give a statement, but like, I don't fucking care about that. So once again, like, if a studio is woke, then how can they make anything that's not woke? Same thing with Ghost of Yotei. Just because it's a woman doesn't mean it's woke. 100 years later, a couple hundred years later after Jin Sakai, doesn't mean it's woke. But once again, the voice actress who's playing the character and also probably giving the face, she is part of the LGTB community, one of the rainbow people, and she's like an activist, and she's like really passionate about it. So once again, how can someone like that have some sort of nuance and give an actual good performance, right? How are they not going to make it about themselves? Because, you know, because the thing about the LGTB rainbow people is that they make everything about themselves. They're really entitled, and they think the world revolves around them, right? I'll say my pronouns. This is what I feel like. Go to hell, science. Go to hell, logic. All this bullshit, right? So, how can someone like that make a game that isn't woke, right? It's pretty self-explanatory. If a company is woke, if a person working behind the company is woke, then the game's gonna be woke too. They're not gonna make a based project. You need to be based in order to make base. It's not that fucking hard to understand, honestly, right? The Eastern companies, like in China and Japan, are based, so they make based games. Certain developers in Europe also make based games. There is a consensus that most games from the West nowadays are woke in one way, shape, or form. Right, and that's, even if it isn't, there's always that lingering feeling in the back of your head, is it gonna be woke or not? And I know it must be like a big deal. I know you must be like, okay, so what's the big deal if it's woke? It hinders the game experience. It really does, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So I initially said that, Yasuke being black and everyone calling him out for that is racist. But, you know, as more information came out about Assassin's Creed Shadows, I changed my tune. I said, yo, actually Ubisoft is racist. Because remember when they were showing that gameplay footage for Yasuke when he entered battle, they legit played a hip-hop track. He's not African American. He's just African, and America didn't even exist at that point. How old is this? Yeah, America didn't even exist at that point. How that's just straight up racist. And you know why Ubisoft is racist? Because we all know that blue-haired liberal woman made this. We all know that blue-haired liberal woman made this game. We all know that. That's a fact. We know they're just doing diversity hires and they're not hiring based off of merit. So a ton of blue-haired libs are making this game, right? And for some reason, liberals have this weird thing with black people. They love using them as like a token and like some sort of virtue signaling type of bullshit. Oh, look at me. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Oh, look how nice I am to black people. You're not nice to black. Bro, relax. Slavery ended 300 years ago. Black people are fine. And yo, black people, I got a question for you. Do you appreciate what these people do to you? They use you for like clout almost. That, oh, look at me. I'm so good. I'm so better than you. White people are bad. Black people, yeah, great. Right? Why? Why are you treating black people like they're disabled? Like they got some sort of disability, right? They are just fine. You want to be, like Morgan Freeman said, like the wise man said, how do we end racism? Stop talking about it. Stop saying, oh, black man this, white man that, black man this, white man that, Asian person this, Indian person this. Bro, shut up. If you just treat everyone the same, that's how you end racism, right? We don't exalt black people, right? Sure, bad shit happened to them through our history, but bro, it's over now. They got the same rights as we do. I'm not saying that systemic racism doesn't happen, but you can't use that excuse every single time, right? Black people have more freedom now than they've ever had. Okay, so stop coddling them, and they don't like that. They don't like being treated like children or like just some sort of like thing to put on a pedestal. Stop doing that, right? That's just straight up racist. So I changed my tune. I apologize for calling you racist, whoever saw that video. Yeah, once again, like the context matters as time went on. Son of a bitch, dude. My fucking cat. As time went on and we got more information about the game, I realized that, you know what, yeah, it's actually just Ubisoft Quebec that is woke because they're liberals. Of course they're gonna be fucking woke, right? And as for the whole inclusion of Yasuke, it doesn't really bother me that much, but I understand that some Japanese people are really pissed about it, and so much so that, you know, it's become like a government issue, right? They had to remove the shrine destruction because of the Japanese government. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 200% on that, but I do know that the Japanese government was involved because this leads straight into my next point, that Ubisoft has been rewriting history for the longest time, like ever since the first game almost. Although it was a lot less back in the day, right? It was even worse. Like, it's actually much worse in the modern day. Like nowadays, I think from Odyssey to now, it's actually been like they just completely stopped giving a shit about historical accuracy, right? The problem isn't. Let me actually give you an example. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Everyone's favorite game, right? My personal worst game in the entire franchise. I'm gonna make a whole video eventually ranting on Assassin's Creed Odyssey and why the fuck I hate it and how it essentially killed the franchise for me. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey was like the last straw for my shit. Like it broke me, dude. And then Valhalla just nail in the coffin, god damn it, right? I'm gonna play Mirage. I have hopes for that because it's not like the rest of them. I know it's not too different than that because it's made off of the assets of Valhalla, but I do know it's different enough. Right, and that's good enough for me. Do I expect it to do the next best thing? I don't expect Assassin's Creed to be the way it was ever again. The golden age of Assassin's Creed is over, and I have accepted that, right? And I don't think I should accept mediocrity anymore, which we're gonna get to the main point of the video, right? But anyways, like I was saying, in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you get to play as two characters, Alexios or Cassandra, but here's the thing though, Cassandra's a canon character. Imagine giving you the choice, hey, this is your Odyssey. Selling the fact that, oh my god, this is an RPG, you can express yourself. You can choose who you want to fuck. You can choose what your sexual orientation is. And that's pretty much it. You can choose which family member to kill and all that bullshit, right? What your choices, certain choices in the game, affect the larger storyline, right? Imagine selling that story that, yeah, this is your Odyssey, but then also saying it's a canon character. That's like, you know what, saying that, you know, in Skyrim, you could be a Nord, you could be a Khajiit, but the right canon choice is Nord. So then why would you want to be any other race if you know the canon choice, the right choice is Nord? That's how stupid it is, right? Whereas a game like Skyrim, they can pull that off because once again, it literally is your character. Your character is completely blank. But it doesn't work with Assassin's Creed Odyssey because there are already two pre-existing characters and they already have their own story made out, right? Cassandra's already the person, so is Alexios. Right, so okay, Cassandra is canon. Okay, we all agree with that. Okay, great, Cassandra's canon. Yeah, totally not girl boss. Anyways, so we go on, and in the opening section of the game, you are being trained by your father in the ways of a Spartan. Now, as we all know, there were no female Spartans, and Spartan fathers never trained their never trained their daughters. You know what I'm saying? It just never fucking happened. If you were a small little boy, you'd be thrown to the wolves. If you survive, you get to be a Spartan. If you don't, you fucking die. Simple as that. It was a dog-eat-dog world. It was tough out there for the guys, and iPad kids nowadays would never survive. Hands down, they would just fucking get destroyed. Yeah, it would. They're not standing a goddamn chance. You know what I'm saying? But it's a pretty well-known historical fact that there were no female Spartans, and as a matter of fact, there were no females in the army. I could be wrong, but I do know that there were no female Spartans because, once again, Sparta was like it was a military state, right? They really gave a shit about their military. I mean, so much so like their training exercises were freaking intense. And because they knew that if they threw a baby girl to the wolves, she would just fucking die, right? There would be like no chance whatsoever, right? Whereas the fact that the boys even survived shows the merit, like the huge difference between a man's strength and a woman's strength, right? But case in point, okay, we all know that's a recorded historical fact that there were only male Spartans, right? Ask anyone. I'm pretty sure no one's going to debate me with this, right? But in the game, you have a training montage with your father. Now, see, if you pick Alexios, it's completely fine because, you know, dads train their sons all the time, but then they send them to the camps so they can become like actual real Spartan soldiers. So if you're playing as Alexios, the game makes sense, right? But switch that with Cassandra. Now you got not just any Spartan father, but your father in the game is the literal Spartan general of the army. So you got the Spartan general training his daughter in the ways of the Spartan. Historically inaccurate, right? And then going further on, you fast forward, you're an adult now. You go to the place called you go to the segment where you're going to the Olympics. Now, in the Olympics, once again, it's a sacred tradition. Only men can go there. Only men can participate. Only men could watch. Because actually, matter of fact, in the very game where you're playing, there's a side quest where this woman's getting told off because she was caught watching her son perform. So this woman was about to be put to death because she was watching her son, right? But here you are as a woman walking in and participating in the Olympics. See how that does make... Once again, if you play as Alexios, there's no issue because you're a man. You can just walk in, you can do the Olympics. It does not break the immersion at all. But you play as a woman, Cassandra, right? All of a sudden, everyone's accepting of you, right? You see how that doesn't work out? You see how that's fucked up? But see, the weird thing is, no Greek person said, yo, you know what? The Olympic Games are a very long-standing tradition, right? We find it very offensive that you brought a woman here and you're defying the Olympic grounds. Right? Why didn't a single Greek person say that? So the point I'm trying to make is that it's not the fact that Ubisoft changed history. It's the fact that they did it to Japan. We all know for a fact that Japan is very anal about their culture and history, and you don't fuck with the Japanese, basically, right? And that's completely fine. You want to be that passionate about your culture. It's your culture. It's your history. You have the right to that. And you're not going to hear me talking shit about Japanese people. Like, for example, the Japanese people that called this out to be racist. 100% right. Who knows their culture more than them, right? It kind of reminds me of you know that Bassem Youssef guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I talked about this before, but they made a Netflix show called Cleopatra. I think, and there was a lady who said, "I don't care what your grandma tells you, but Cleopatra was black." How the fuck would she even know? Was your grandma? Did your grandma go to college with Cleopatra? I'm so confused. How would she even know, right? And then they had this press conference, I think on Piers Morgan, where Bassem Youssef, an Egyptian man. He's a comedian, and then he's on the show with this black liberal man, and that black liberal man is explaining to him his own culture and history. He's like, "Oh yeah, well, we actually don't know, and all evidence indicates that Cleopatra is black." Bro, how entitled do you have to be to tell another person of their culture their own culture and history? That clip right there. If you want to know what American entitlement sounds like, just watch that clip. Imagine walking in and saying, "You know what, buddy? I know I'm not from your culture, but guess what? I know your culture more than you do." That is basically the gist of it. Same energy is given right now. And do I think, obviously me personally, I'm not too bothered by Yasuke in the game. And even when the trailer came out, I thought that maybe it could be interesting, right? You can maybe show how he got emancipated from being a slave and how he rose through the ranks. But once again, even that is bullshit because we all know a black man would never be a samurai, especially Odo's right hand. That would never fucking happen. We know for a fact that Yasuke probably wasn't a samurai. That's them once again falsifying, twisting history, right? But the problem is that they did that. The problem is they did it to Japan. And we all know Japan, they're really anal about their history and they don't like to be fucked with, right? I mean, even the shrine thing, remember the shrine removal? Yeah, that was taken out of the game because they're like, you know what, we ain't doing this shit today. Like, I'm pretty sure in the game, I know I read somewhere on the internet that Yasuke can like romance and have sex with like I forgot what her name was, but she was a very important person in Japanese history. I think one of her descendants is still alive to this day. It's like a family bloodline type thing, right? And it's like very pure, it's like regulated family bloodline, right? In Japanese history, right? So Yasuke can bang that descendant, essentially that ancestor of whoever is the person in real life. I don't know their name, I apologize, right? But I do know that's a fact, right? So once again, I would be pretty pissed about that too. Like, hey, what the fuck? Okay, like you're just changing my family's history now. Right. So once again, it's is it woke? Yeah, kind of. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of fucked up how you have to go in there and change the history like that. Right. I feel like if Yasuke was a fictional character, then it would have been like better maybe, because you just claim, oh yeah, it's just a fictional character. But the fact that you took a real life, a historical person, and turned them, completely changed their history, and in turn changing the history of the area he was in Japan. I think it was Osaka in the beginning of the game. Yeah, okay. I feel like it would have been better if it was just a fictional character, because once again, every single character at that point was fictional. Altair, Ezio, Edward Connor, all these guys were fictional. They were just surrounded by real people, right? So, yeah, I mean, would I have preferred them to have an actual Japanese character? Of course, right? But once again, we already have Nawe, so I wasn't too bothered by it, not to mention it's not my culture. But once again, if you are offended by it because you're Japanese, I 100% understand, and you are entitled to your opinion, and your opinion is ultimately right, because it's your culture and your history, right? You're not going to hear me debating about that, right? I'm not going to be one of those people that are going to come here and tell you about your own culture, right? So if you don't like that, then yeah, the game should suffer for it, 100%, right? Because it is made by the West, and they have a knack for just fucking up people's culture. Like, you know, it's kind of annoying, yeah. Not to mention that Yasuke being in the game doesn't even make a difference, because I know for a fact that, you know, they're not actually going to treat him differently. Like I said in the videos, I need people to be racist to Yasuke, right? Because he's black and he looks different, right? He's different. Now, from a bodyguard standpoint, I would see why you'd want him, because he's like huge, probably like the biggest guy in the room, because he's black. You know, they don't call him BBC for nothing. You know, that's just how it is. It's just built different, right? Black people on general have like a larger stature. That's just what it is, like, especially compared to Asian men, right? Especially during the time, right? They're also taller, bigger body. You know how it is. So from a bodyguard standpoint, you can be like, oh yeah, I would want this guy because he's huge, right? He's strong. He's different, also like a novelty type thing. Oh, look you got I got a black one. You know, not a black, but not a slave, but like, you know, he's emancipated, kind of like a whole Django situation, right? But I know for a fact that in the game they're not going to treat him like he was like he's different. They're just going to treat him like his business as usual. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen in the game when he's walking around, people just like bow to him. Like, why would they do that? Like, I want people to exchange dirty looks. Oh, who is this guy? We don't accept you as a samurai, right? That kind of shit, right? Why are you killing our people? Like that kind of stuff, right? I want to see that, but I know Ubisoft does not have the brains for that. They're too retarded to do that shit, right? Not to mention that they're too busy playing it safe. They don't want them. They don't want something edgy and raunchy like that. They don't want that, right? I remember seeing in the, I think the premiere trailer, where they did tell Yasuke to go back to where he belongs. That's the kind of shit I want to see. I need to see more of that, right? I need to see, you know, someone who's played the game. I need you for like a couple hours. I need you to confirm whether or not they're being racist to Yasuke. Because if they're being racist to Yasuke, then it's going to work. I'm going to make a reference to Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, because this game came out like literally like more than 10 years ago, and it does this more better than that, right? I mean, in the game, you can switch between personas. If you're dressed as a slave persona, you can't go in certain areas. People discriminate against you, right? If you switch to the lady persona, then you can enter more high class areas because you look, you look more fitting in that setting, right? So it's weird how that game got it, but this game didn't, right? You're black. Things should be hard for you in Japan. Okay, I need to see that. Right, but judging by the fact that it's Ubisoft and you like to play it safe, it probably didn't happen. And see, the thing about so like that's basically what I think about the whole Yasuke situation. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I've basically straightened everything out. I apologize for calling you racist. I understand that Ubisoft is racist, and ultimately Yasuke being in the game doesn't really matter. Not to mention, I don't really give a fuck about Yasuke that much, because I'm really just focused on Nawe, because I'm the assassin playthrough, right? Because Yasuke reminds me of the RPG Creed trilogy. It reminds me of Odyssey and Valhalla, and I wanna erase that from my memory. I wish I could take back all the hours I spent on Valhalla. I finished that game to completion, everything. I bought the complete edition for like $50, and I finished everything, and it took years off my life, and I'll never be the same ever again. But anyways, now we're gonna talk about the game now that it's out, and now that there's no more speculation about how the game's gonna be. Everyone knows because everyone's played it, right? I've looked. I've listened to a lot of different people. I feel like that's the one way you can get a clear and concise opinion on something, is to go to different avenues and different people and listen to them. Like, obviously, I didn't really expect this to be the next big thing for Assassin's Creed. But like it's just a whole lot of the same. Like I'm watching people play, I'm hearing what they have to say, and I gotta say, like I expected it to be similar to the RPG Creed games, but I just wish it was more, right? Because so far, let me read you my pros and cons list, okay? My pros, let me get them done first because there's only like 3 of them. The pros is improved combat. I say improve very lightly, by the way. Improved stealth, once again, very lightly. Actual assassin you could play as, Nawe. It's good to have an actual assassin. And what was the last one? Oh yeah, canon mode. I heard about canon mode where it basically gets rid of all the dialogue, which I really like because Assassin's Creed can't do dialogue for shit, right? Do not give me dialogue options. They suck ass, and they actually make no difference. I'm actually gonna make a whole ass video talking about how your choice in the RPG Creed games make literally no difference. It makes no fucking difference, right? And ultimately your choice doesn't matter, and Ubisoft does not respect your choice. They don't respect you as a gamer, okay? As a consumer. So those are the 4 things I found interesting about it. Once again, I feel like I'm going to compare Assassin's Creed to Apple, because what they do is basically they make a product, but then every other year they just improve it a little bit. Oh yeah, here's a little faster processor, here's an extra camera. Give me $1,000. Your arm and your leg, give it to me, right? That's kind of the same situation with Assassin's Creed right about now. Odyssey was the rock bottom. It was the fucking worst thing I've ever played, right? Valhalla, a little bit better. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. So we're kind of back at square one. It was whatever. Like Valhalla was better. Oh, no more bloat, no more side content, bro. You just took the side content and squished it in the main content. Now I can't even avoid it, right? So yeah, Valhalla definitely was not it. It was better in some aspects, mainly the modern day, because we got a protagonist again. Layla was gone, thank God. Basim, here we go. And the combat was, I mean, the game was focused on combat. The stealth was absolutely horrid. The AI was fucking brain dead in this game. You know what I'm saying? That's literally all I can think about. All I can think about was the modern day was good. Definitely better than what we had recently. And the combat was somewhat interesting because you can mix and match and shit. So it definitely was unique. I'd say that much. But aside from that, like, it was just whatever. It came with the same Ubisoft jank and the same Ubisoft slop and the same bloated map, so it didn't even matter anymore. Like the world is big, but it just felt empty at the end of the day, right? And it just felt like, what's the point of even doing all this bullshit? Why are we still here just to suffer, right? And so with Mirage, they toned it down. But we all know I don't really put Mirage in the conversation because Mirage is a different type of game. It's a smaller game by a smaller studio, so you can't really put on the same level as say Mirage and Odyssey, because kind of like how with Rogue, right? Rogue was an offshoot of Black Flag, made by its reused assets. It's supposed to be a different game, like a filler game almost. So you play Rogue while you save up to get a PS4, and then you can buy Unity. Kind of the same situation. So Mirage, I don't often put it in the same situation because it's not an RPG Creed game. It has RPG elements probably, but like it's not like Odyssey and Valhalla. Right now. And now here we come with Assassin's Creed Shadows, where once again, looking at the gameplay, it looks better. Because, okay, you need to understand something, right? Anything positive I've said about Assassin's Creed Shadows in the previous videos I made was because I'm not comparing Assassin's Creed to other games in the genre. Compare Assassin's Creed to literally any other game in the genre, the action adventure open world thing, it will get smoked, okay? I know that. So I'm not comparing. In order for 2 things to be comparable, they have to be in the same wavelength, right? The same universe, right? We're not comparing apples and oranges here. We have to compare it to the same. So I'm comparing Assassin's Creed Shadows to older Assassin's Creed games, specifically Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because I think that's the worst. So I'm like, you know what? I've said many times, if Assassin's Creed Shadows is better than Odyssey, I'll play it. My cat's trying to fucking break into my door. Should I let him in? You want to see him? He's a real cutie pie. You want to see him? Come here. Come here. Come here. You were knocking on my door. Here you are. This is Mr. White, by the way. He's a good little boy, isn't he? You don't see him often. Yeah, I know. He's new here. Yeah, wait for the camera. Say hello. Say hello to the internet peoples. Anyways. What are we talking about again? Shit. This fucking guy broke my concentration. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so yeah, I was talking about comparing Assassin's Creed. So yeah, do not, I repeat, do not compare Assassin's Creed to other games in the genre. It's gonna get smoked. Assassin's Creed is so below every other game in the genre. It's not fair. So it's only fair to compare Assassin's Creed Shadows to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which in my opinion is the worst game in the entire fucking franchise. So I'm like, okay, if I see that Assassin's Creed Shadows are better than Odyssey, then it's worth playing. But here's the thing, I don't even know if I want to do that. Right? I don't even know if I want to put up with this mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at me because like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? He never wears a mask, and I want to go outside. He does it all the time. He knocks on my door. He legit opens it with his fucking head, right? And then he just stays there for 2 seconds, puts his tail in my face, and then walks out. Dick. You want to go outside? Fine, go. This guy's actually so annoying, man. I'm opening the door. I'm opening the door, and he's like just standing in the doorway. Like, either stay or go. What the fuck do you want? He's staying. Okay. You had your chance. You're not going on now. Meow as much as you want. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, so it's not fair to compare Assassin's Creed to other genres, other games in genres. It's not fair. That's why, if I have to hear another person say Ghost of Tsushima versus Assassin's Creed, I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind, right? If I even hear Ghost of Tsushima and Assassin's Creed in the same sentence, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Oh, even if you're gonna say Ghost of Tsushima is better than Assassin's Creed, yeah, no shit. The grass is green. The sky is blue. We know this shit. 2 + 2 is 4.
4 might not be the right number. 2 + 2 might actually equal 5.
So I, for a fact, do not want to hear that shit again. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You shut up. We all know for a fact that Ghost of Tsushima is better than Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's not a debate. Once again, like I said, if you want to compare things, they have to be in the same universe. Assassin's Creed different universe. Ghost of Tsushima different. Shut up. Shut up. Sure, both in similar settings, right? But I don't want to hear it. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. So that's why this entire time, like, I feel like So I feel like me reviewing it is different than other people reviewing it because they're reviewing it to contemporary games in the genre. Whereas I'm comparing it to the older games, right? And I feel like that's a fair analysis because it has to improve. But once again, just like Apple, they improve a little bit, but then the main glaring issues are still there, right? So did I tell my pros? I told my pros of Assassin's Creed Shadows. It was, what was it? It was improved combat, which I do believe is improved from Odyssey. Odyssey was shit. Odyssey's combat was so bad, I avoid it entirely. I mainly do stealth. I have an entirely stealth build because you know the one that you go invisible, the Pilgrim set. Yeah, that's one I have, and the Pirate set. Those are the two ones I had. Pirate's more like well balanced all around, but Pilgrim set is like because I can just drop a smoke bomb and run the fuck away, right? Because I'm not doing that shit. I'm not playing combat in Odyssey. Fuck no, dude. So the combat does look like it's been improved. In Shadows, I gotta give credit where it's due, but once again, that's very low-hanging fruit because the combat was shit. It's kind of like, here's a pile of shit. I just took a little bit of shit off the top. It's still shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a really high praise. So it's not really high praise in this situation because it was already shit to begin with. You just improved it a little bit, right? Same thing with stealth. The stealth was bad in Valhalla. Stealth was disgusting. I have literally videos where I'm literally getting destroyed by the stealth because it's literally busted. It does not work. It's broken. I swear to God, man, this game has pissed me off so fucking much. I'm doing this goddamn challenge for so goddamn long. Where? Fucking where? Where? Oh my! Everyone's fucking dead. Just go inside axes blazing every single time. It's more fun that way anyways too, because once again the combat can be interesting in Valhalla because you can mix and match. You can go for dual spear, which is the most OP build in the game. Gungnir plus Gables, we don't know how it is. You can go with the sickles, you can go with a double hammer shield. You can really, so it really adds a variety to the game. I will admit that the combat was interesting in Valhalla to say the least. It also wasn't as bullet spongy as Odyssey. Odyssey was fucking ridiculous, which we're gonna get to this in a little bit, right? When we discuss the cons, okay? But right now I was talking about the few pros that it does have. So once again, improved stealth, as Nawe, of course, because Yasuke's stealth basically doesn't exist. You can basically shoot people from a distance. That's pretty much it. With a bow and arrow. That's pretty much it, right? But we're talking about Nawe here, of course, right? So obviously she can go prone. She can use a grappling hook. So once again, she can use it. So, like everything we've seen in the gameplay. It's an improvement from Odyssey. Am I comparing it to Splinter Cell Chaos Theory? No, I'm not. I'm comparing it to Odyssey, the worst game in the franchise, right? I'm saying, okay, how mediocre can this be? How much better is it than this piece of shit, right? So improved combat, improved stealth, a canon mode, well, once again, compared to Odyssey Valhalla, because I absolutely goddamn despise the dialogue system because it has no depth and it's basically ultimately pointless, right? So I'm glad you can just turn on canon mode and just have the game play for you. Like, bro, tell me a story. Stop being so lazy. We don't want to have all these overarching narratives. Shut the fuck up. Give me a solid story, right? Bayek's story was so solid because, once again, it was written for us. And he's such a good character because of that. Right? Such a goated character. One of the best characters, hands down. Right? Like, Origins is like one of my favorite games of all time, not because of the gameplay or the world or the story, because the story wasn't even all that good. And the villain was also really bad. It was literally because of Bayek. Because Bayek's like such a good character. Like, that's trilogy material right there, you know what I'm saying? But alas, we got these pieces of shit anyways. So far we got what we got. Improved combat, improved stealth, canon mode, and I think there's one more thing I said, but I kind of fucking forgot. Oh yeah, you get to play as an actual assassin this time. You actually get to play as an assassin, not like, because it's called Assassin's Creed, not Spartan's Creed, or Demigod's Creed, or Odin's Creed, or Viking's Creed. No, Assassin's Creed. Let me play as an assassin, right? because it's all focused on the assassin. I don't give a shit about Yasuke because I'm focused on the assassin Naoe, right? Give me a sweet Asian chick, she go low main. You know what I'm saying? Now I know you can like this game has gay shit in it, but it's had gay shit ever since Odyssey. You could be gay, but once again, since it's an option and it's not like forced on you like most games do, I'm not too bothered by it, right? If it was forced that you have to be gay in this game, then sure. But and I'm pretty sure I heard that the canon mode you have no romantic interests, right? You don't get to raise anybody up, right? I also heard that 3 out of the 4 romances in the game for Yasuke are gay. Fucked up. So yeah, so even if I do ever happen to play this game, which I'm not even sure what happened, I'll probably pick canon mode because I don't give a fuck about the dialogue choices. It doesn't mean shit. Shut up, right? I don't care. Okay, now talking about the cons. You got all day? I hope you got all day because we're gonna be here all day. Okay, let's start with still the same bullshit. Janky facial animations. Right? What is up with this? Like, this is like Ubisoft's like 4th game with this bullshit. It started with Odyssey, right? Then Valhalla, then Mirage, and now Shadows. Why can't they fix it? Right? I swear to God, Assassin's Creed will not change unless they change the fucking engine. We're still using the Odyssey engine. I'm pretty sure because it still looks the same. It still works and operates the same. God damn it! Right? And I'm getting real sick of it. Right? How is it? Okay, compare any cutscene in any of the newer games for basically Odyssey to Shadows. Compare that to the opening scene of Assassin's Creed Origins.
We will find you. We will find you in your sleep. Sleep. I never sleep. I just wait in the shadows, and I will kill you all. Everyone who sniffed the air that day in Siwa!
That one scene with Bayek in the beginning, like that's some Batman shit right there. Oh my God. Could chills every single time, bro. Chills. Could you imagine that kind of performance in these newer games? Right? Do you see how much emotion he had behind that? It has a lot to do with the voice actor, but also the mocap. I mean, the face moved. It was real. His face contorted. Everyone who saved the year that day and see what? And he stabbed. Bro. Could you imagine how robotic that would look in the newer games? That's the main problem why I can't connect to the characters in the story, and I feel like it's bullshit because they don't look like humans to me. They don't look like characters because they're moving like the movements are always so janky. Facial always like this. It's like, what are you? Oh, go over here. Oh, over here. Oh, look at me, I'm sitting over here. Oh, no, like this. Like, it's just so robotic and so janky and so stiff. Ever since Odyssey, I mean, ever since I've been a kid, I've been legit. Ever since Odyssey, it's been like this. The stiff animations, and it's computer generated, that's what it is. Right? It's not mocap, and that it shows. Right? And you're gonna be like, oh my God, but the game's so big, they can't mocap, then why is the game big? Origins is also huge. Relatively speaking, Origins was also big. It was the start of the whole big, sprawling 100+ hours world, right? But they still managed to get it done. The side quest sure didn't have it, but the main story at least had mocap. Oh my goodness. The main story looked good. Why doesn't Odyssey look good? Why doesn't Valhalla, Mirage, and Shadows, why don't they look good? So once again, the main gripe, con number 1, stiff animations. Still, I thought we figured this out. I thought it was 2025. I thought we figured this out. It's not good that games from more than 10 years ago look better. Look at Unity. Look at Black File. Look at 3. Look at any game. Look at Assassin's Creed 1. Look at Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood. Anything. Any game before Origins. Look at them. How good their facial animations look. They look like real ass people. They felt like real ass people. That's why I just don't give a shit about the characters in these newer games, because they don't feel real. You know what I'm saying? Con number 2, this is a big one. They brought back the leveling system from fucking Odyssey. I remember I saw Penguin. I remember I saw Charlie. Do I call him Charlie or Penguin Zero? Because his town name is Penguin. Let's call him Charlie. Okay, I saw Charlie play the game. He said Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't great. Not surprising at all, because once again, that's what everyone's consensus is. Everyone thinks it's either terrible or it's just bleh, whatever, right? It's not like the huge thing not a huge, like, you know, the difference between Syndicate and Origins, that was massive. That was a huge shift. But the difference, there's not a huge shift here, right? This is supposed to be Ubisoft's saving grace, Hail Mary type shit. They put a lot of money into this, right? They got a lot of backlash for this. They need return on investment. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a huge shift like it was. It's a whole lot of the same, but just improved a little bit. That's it, right? A piece of shit, if you put sprinkles on top of it, glitter on top of it, it's still a piece of shit, right? It's been like that piece of shit since Odyssey, right? Compare that to Syndicate and Origins. That was a huge shift, completely different engine. You know what I'm saying? That was a Ubisoft saving grace, right? And it did bring back Ubisoft from the brink of extinction. Assassin's Creed Origins did that. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, they changed it drastically, but they're not changing shit drastically in this. It's still a whole lot of the same thing. Like I said, janky animations, blind characters, blind story. It doesn't fucking matter anymore. What is the point, right? And now they brought back the leveling system. I remember like I said, I saw Charlie. He was playing Shadows. There was a character who's like one level above him, and he just straight up one shot at him.
When I took a piss in the street.
Piss in the street! You're dead now.
Your end is near.
Oh, these are level 6. What? Oh, I just got one tap when I missed that.
And I saw it again. That you basically hit them 100 times. So it's a damage sponge type thing, and certain regions are locked by numbers. I hate that.
Okay, there's one. Only 15 HP or XP for that, huh? Wow, this guy takes no damage. I'm just wasting my time. He actually takes no damage, holy shit.
Say what you want about Origins. It's my favorite, one of my favorite games in the franchise. I absolutely hated the fact that there was a leveling system in that. Which is why the most fun to be had in Origins is to play New Game Plus, because you're basically maxed out. There's no area you can't go to. But I hate that. I hate that certain areas are restricted. It's bullshit. I fucking hate that. Right? You're basically restricting the open world now. I can't go and explore because I'm gonna get murked if someone sees me. You know what I'm saying? And Ubisoft Quebec, they love to. I don't know why. They started the whole leveling system bullshit. Ever since Syndicate. Even in Syndicate, if you go to a person who's a level higher than you, you get fucking destroyed, right? Same thing in Odyssey. Valhalla changes with the power level. So once again, they had a good thing with Valhalla. They changed it. They legit, once again, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? Why you already had the power level system in Valhalla? Why not just use that? Why bring back the leveling? Oh my god, it pissed me off so much. Because with the power level system, if you're within the same range, it doesn't have to be to the T exact number. But that's what it is now again. So they brought back the shitty leveling system from Odyssey, and I hate that. I hate it. Oh my god. Right? Why did they do that? They had the power level system worked. Why didn't they just copy it? Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking crash out. On top of that, the same amount of Ubisoft bloat, huge worlds. I'm pretty sure more DLCs are gonna come up. I just don't. I don't care for it. Right? It's just another big world filled with useless shit to do, pointless unlockables. I don't care anymore. I don't care for it. It's another 100+ hour game with a huge fucking open map. I don't want it. Why can't you just go back to making linear games, man? I swear to God. Make a smaller map. Nothing bigger does not mean better, right? My dick is evident of that. It's so big it hurts girls sometimes. Like, oh, I can't do that. I feel it in my stomach. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about my huge dong. Like, it's a blessing and a curse. You think it's a great thing to be hung like a horse, but it's a double-edged sword, really. No pun intended, of course, right?
Do you have any extra large condoms? Oh, Seth, you got a tiny penis.
So bigger, yeah. Once again, bigger isn't always better. I don't know what the hell they're on about. So we already mentioned the 3 things that were the pros, meaning the improved combat. I say improved very lightly. The stealth, and the cannon mode, and the fact that you're playing as an assassin. Those are the 4 pros of this game. You're playing as an assassin, which is honestly, I can't believe I have to reiterate, in 2025, in a series called Assassin's Creed, we finally got an assassin. But that's added as a plus. Before it was like, you kind of expected, yeah, no shit, obviously, you're gonna play as an assassin in Assassin's Creed. But nowadays, no. Nowadays, a Spartan Creed, Viking Creed, it's a ton of bullshit Creed, that's what it is, okay? Improved combat and stealth, once again, slightly from the previous games, right? Slightly. Once again, just like Apple, they improve a little bit, and then that's pretty much it. But that doesn't mean the game in itself is better, right? This changed a little bit. For example, the combat was better in Valhalla than it was in Odyssey. The power level system was better in Valhalla than Odyssey, but it still has a whole lot of the Odyssey bloat in Valhalla, right? Valhalla made some improvements with the modern day and all that bullshit, right? But once again, it's still fundamentally a piece of garbage, right? So Assassin's Creed Shadows is not any different, right? And I feel like I have to talk about this guy who's been uploading stuff recently. Ever since the game came out, he's been uploading videos just absolutely destroying Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I implore you to watch them. Now, I've been watching them. I don't really know how to say his name properly, so I'm just gonna put his channel right here. But he's been making like videos where it's like, oh yeah, this is Ubisoft's quadruple A game. This is what you get for paying $70 to Ubisoft, and it just shows the most retarded enemy AI you've seen in video games ever. Like, he put Oblivion music in the background, and it's apt because like we have Oblivion level AI in this game, in a 2025 game, but made by a multi-billion-dollar company that claims to be quadruple A. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if that's, I honestly don't want to believe that what he's saying is true, but it's kind of hard to deny the fact because he's literally showing in-game footage and he's putting it on expert difficulty. A lot of the naysayers saying, yo, you're putting it on easy. No, he's putting it on expert difficulty, and he just crouches, and then like they can't attack him, and then he's running around circles. He's in the prone position, crawling around like Rambo, and they just ignore him or something. So it seems like the AI is even more busted than it is in Valhalla, because we all know the stealth of Valhalla was basically broken. It never fucking worked half of the time, right? A guy from halfway across the map would just see you and detect you all of a sudden. Like, what's even going on here, right? So that honestly leads me to believe that, yo, this game's AI and gameplay and combat in general may just be worse than Odyssey's, and that's saying something, right? Once again, the combat might be better, right, than Odyssey, because Odyssey was really, it was like a very much like a damage sponge type shit. You have to hit them 500 times, even if they're like a level above you. You got to keep on hitting that grind. You got to keep on hitting them and hitting them. My light just went out. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? God, that's crazy. What's going on, Canada, right now? Anyways, we got to keep on going on. So after watching these videos, if it's true, then we got a serious problem at hands. That means this game is even worse than Odyssey. I said I played this game if it was better than Odyssey. But after watching this guy's videos, and after what everyone else is saying, it seems like this is even worse than Odyssey, which is crazy because, like, you know, Odyssey is like the worst in my opinion, right? And so the fact that this is even worse than that, it's very telling of what situation we're in, you know what I'm saying? And one thing I don't understand is, why did they give this huge task of the next big Assassin's Creed game, the saving grace of Assassin's Creed, to Ubisoft Quebec of all people? Where arguably Ubisoft Quebec killed the fucking franchise with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It all started with Syndicate. I'm going to make a video on what exact point, which game really killed the franchise. Not literally because it's still going on, but like literally killed the identity, the soul of the franchise. I believe it started with Syndicate. And guess who made Syndicate? Quebec. Guess who made Odyssey, the worst game in the franchise? Quebec. Guess who made this game? Quebec. Which is weird because Quebec games, even though they're a piece of shit, they're usually more polished. Like, I'm pretty sure Syndicate just got a 60 FPS update, which even Unity doesn't have that. And Unity is a much more better game, and it's a more popular game. People like Unity more than the Syndicate. So why does Syndicate have the 60 frames update when Unity doesn't? You know what I'm saying? So same thing with what do you call it? Odyssey, right? Once again, the enemy AI wasn't as retarded as this I've seen in these videos. Now, I need someone to confirm whether this guy is lying or not, because I refuse to believe that this is real. But then again, it's not that unbelievable because it is Ubisoft. You can expect anything from them. They're going to make a broken-ass mess, a hot garbage piece of shit, and sell it to you for $70, and then have the audacity to ask for more for the extra bundle content, whatever the fuck. And you know they're going to add more DLCs later on, right? They did it with Valhalla. They're not going to stop now. And you know, that's what the problem is. The problem is that this game is going to sell enough copies to warrant them more shitty games, right? Because I'm pretty sure Shadows is making numbers right about now, right? And that's problematic. That means there are more dumb people out there who are actually putting up with this bullshit. I have been a fan of this franchise for like, I think about 10 years now. I got into it back in 2015. I remember I got into it when it was Syndicate. I didn't play Syndicate, but I got into the franchise when Syndicate was out. I remember being around the internet when there were leaks for the next Origins game. They would call it Assassin's Creed Empire, I think that's what it was called, right? But then it was switched to Origins. I remember seeing the leaks, screenshots of Assassin's Creed Origins. That's how old it is. I know like a lot of people are OGs from like 2007, 2009, but they're like probably like 40 right about now. So yeah, I can't really relate to you guys because I haven't been there since minute one, right? But I remember being a child and just watching these trailers and just being absolutely enamored by it. I'm like, oh my god, wow. Also, you have to realize that this is probably the very first mature, serious franchise I got into. Before that, I was playing like kiddie games on my DS and like Skylanders, right? But this is the one franchise that I got into, the very first franchise I got into that had mature themes and subject matter and all that bullshit, right? I'm like, I probably didn't even kill anyone in the games. I was a wholesome ass kid, okay? I didn't play GTA growing up. I didn't play COD growing up. I didn't have to survive the Xbox live lobbies. I did not have to do none of that. I was playing on my Nintendo DS. I was playing Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks or Mario, which one was it? Mario's Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, some shit like that. I was playing Mario games growing up, and Pokemon. I was playing Pokemon 2, Pokemon Black, I think, right? And then as I got older, I got a PS3. I was obsessed with Skylanders. I started playing a ton of Skylanders, right? But Assassin's Creed was the one franchise that I got into that completely changed not just my view on gaming, but on life in general, man. I started thinking about shit. Like, oh my god, wow, that's actually crazy. I know I sound like this is 12 and I'm deep, but I was 12 at the time, and it probably was deep for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been with this shit for like a good 10 years. That's crazy, man. 10 years. I didn't realize it was that long. Wow, 10 years is a long time to be an Assassin's Creed fan. Wow. So yeah, I've seen it, and it's honestly, I've said it before, I said it again, I'll say it again. Assassin's Creed needs to die, because this is what happens when a franchise doesn't just quickly bow and exit gracefully. Then they get their name dragged through the mud, which is happening right now. Assassin's Creed used to be a good franchise. During the Ezio days, it was probably one of the best things ever, right? It was regarded as the best in the industry because it was a revolutionary ass game, right? Assassin's Creed started shit. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Eagle Vision, it started with Assassin's Creed even before Batman Arkham Asylum. Asylum came in 2009. Arkham I mean, Assassin's Creed 1 came out in 2007. So once again, like, not to mention the parkour and the just free expression of movement in Assassin's Creed was a huge deal. There really was no other game in the time like it where you can climb literally anything. Everything's interactable. Once again, so Assassin's Creed used to be a good name, but now, once again, if you don't end it gracefully and exit with a bow, then you get your name dragged through the mud. That's that's what's happening to Assassin's Creed right now. No one respects it. Even OG Assassin's Creed fans like me, who's been playing the game for more than 10 years, majority of my life is consistent of this shit. I gotta say, I gotta skip this one. I can't do it because once again, the game is still too much. I gotta see. We know what I needed. You know the difference between Syndicate and Origins. I need that kind of difference. I need them to change the whole thing, rework, overhaul. But we know they're still using the shitty foundation of Odyssey. And you know what? I feel like even as a longtime fan, I thought I'd put up with Odyssey. I put up with Valhalla. I'll put up with this. But you know what? I'm just tired. You know, I'm a fan, and I think that's why it's important for me to just leave. Right? Will I be playing this game? That's the ultimate verdict. No, I'm not. Okay. I do not intend to. Right? Even if it's on sale for like $50, that's why I got Valhalla. I played Valhalla 4 years later. I bought it for $50 off of Marketplace. I mean, not Marketplace. PlayStation Store. So I'm definitely not buying it right now for $70. I don't think the game's worth $70. I don't think you should be playing it. The more I see of it, the less hope I have for it. And the hope is just dead now, right? There was some optimism back in the day when the speculations were out that what the game's gonna be like, and I gave it the benefit of the doubt because it was coming out. We didn't see it. We didn't see it. I was playing the devil's advocate essentially for Ubisoft, but now I've seen like they're not gonna change. You want to know why? Because too many people like these games, and too many people are gonna buy these games, right? And it's because of people like you who put up with mediocrity. We shouldn't have to put up with mediocrity. If Ubisoft makes a blah game, then you shouldn't have to pay for that game or buy it. You know what I'm saying? Or play that game because it's not worth your time. More than money. I don't give a fuck about $70. I got $70. It's about the time you're going to waste. Hundreds of hours you're going to waste in this game. Because I know it's another giant sprawling adventure, all open world bullshit. I don't care. It has nothing that I want in it. Right, the story's gonna be flat, characters lame, right? Facial animation still stiff. Once again, it's all just the same with a new coat of paint on it. I don't like that. Like I said, you take a piece of shit, you sprinkle glitter on top of it, it's still a piece of shit. It just looks prettier now. That's literally it, right? And I don't want to have to put up with the bullshit anymore. I'm sick and tired of Ubisoft's bullshit. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna play this game. I'm sorry. I don't care if I'm a fan. I've been a fan for a very long time, but I'm not a fan of this Ubisoft, of this Assassin's Creed. It's not my Assassin's Creed. If I miss Assassin's Creed, I'll play the Ezio trilogy, or 2, or 4, or Rogue, or Unity, or Origins, skipping Syndicate and everything else. Syndicate's still alright, especially compared to Odyssey. Also play that, but Syndicate's still bad compared to like every other game in the franchise, excluding the RPG Creed trilogies. Like I take Origins over Syndicate any day, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. This may be the end of me with my relationship with Assassin's Creed. I'll always remember it, obviously, because it's my very first franchise. You never forget your first. The first franchise that really got you in gaming, that got you really serious about it, right? Now you see why it's so special to me, because like, bro, I grew up playing these games. It's my childhood, right? And it was a transitional period in my life, right? Going from games that don't have much substance like Skylanders, right? Say what you want, like it's cool, but like it's really all just so they can sell extra DLC. I know that, right? Physical, literal DLC. To Assassin's Creed, where they actually used to have philosophical and moral debates in the games, and you actually have you thinking, oh my god, that's crazy. Never thought about that. It completely changed my view on the world almost, right? And of course I was 12, so it did feel like it was deep, but that's just how it made me feel. You know what I'm saying? But I can't take this anymore. Right? I don't have to put up with this bullshit, right? I'm not going to. So I'm not gonna play this game. I have no intention of playing this game. I will play Mirage though. I do have Mirage. Now, the reason why I don't hear me talking shit about Mirage is a completely different game. It's not a huge sprawling adventure. I mean, that's the size of the map. I don't know if you can see it, but that map right there, that's the map of Mirage. Once again, just one location. That's it. Boom. It's short and sweet, just like how Assassin's Creed should be. The length should not be hundreds of hours. I don't give a shit. Give me a small linear city. I miss when there was like only one city, right? Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, 2, 3, right? Even in Assassin's Creed 1, there were like 3 cities, but they weren't bloated, right? You went there, you got shit done, and then that was pretty much it. Right? But nowadays, like, I honestly, I don't have the time for this bullshit. Honestly, all the other games I could be playing instead of this bullshit, right? Why would I play Shadows when I can play Tsushima? I don't play Ghost of Tsushima yet, but I will play it, right? But I will not play Assassin's Creed Shadows because I can't put up with the bullshit anymore. You know, it's just not fair. It's not fair to me. I feel like me as a fan who has a lot of Ubisoft games in his library is not being treated properly. And you know what? I'm done with the abuse. I'm done with it. I don't even care. And it may just be not just Assassin's Creed, but just Ubisoft games in general. I just don't care for it anymore, right? There's so many other better games to play. There's no reason for you to do this, right? But the problem is, the ultimate problem is that will they make more games? Yes. They're going to continue making large open world games because they know it sells. They made $1 billion with Assassin's Creed Valhalla alone. What do you think? They never reached those kind of heights when they were making the older games, the older, more linear, story-driven narrative games, right? Because nowadays they're gonna put it on, and some dumbass out there's gonna just tolerate it. Well, I'm done tolerating. I'm not gonna put up with this bullshit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Once again, coming from a long-time fan, I'm not. It's not. It's over. And I implore you, please have a brain, have a personal thought. Do not buy this game. This is coming from a guy who loves the franchise, who's played every single game except Mirage. I'll get to that in a little bit, right? But I implore you, please don't play the game. Just don't. Because it's not even about, oh, it's just a game, it's just $100. You are encouraging this behavior for Ubisoft. That means all they have to do is just slightly improve the game from previously. So once again, that's all they have to do to make a whole lot of bank, right? I don't think you should do that. I think this game should financially struggle, like most movies do nowadays, right? It should be a problem. They shouldn't be making money off this. They should be going in a money deficit so they can learn from their mistakes, right? That's what happened with Unity. They lost a ton of money. They made Syndicate, lost even more money, didn't sell enough, and then they said, you know what, let's cook. Let's cook. And so they cooked and they made Origins. That's what I needed, and I didn't find it. It's not a huge shift like it was, like I thought it would have been. I never thought it would have been a huge shift. I knew it was gonna be the same bullshit, but I didn't think it would be that bad. When I see that guy's videos where he's exposing Assassin's Creed Shadows for, can you shut up? I'm making a fucking video. Shut up. When he exposes Assassin's Creed Shadows for being a hot piece of garbage, right? I almost can't believe it, because like, how could a game be that bad? How can you actively be that bad? Like, I honestly need someone to confirm whether or not that's true, because I honestly can't believe it. I can't believe my eyes when I saw that. Like, wow, that's actually, I expected it to be bad, but holy shit, that's bad. That is bad. And not Michael Jackson bad. That's like horrendous bad. Another thing I think I have to add about this, another reason why I have no really incentive to play the game, is because of the modern day. And now I thought they were gonna further Basim's story. I haven't played Mirage. I'm not sure if he's actually in that. I heard he is, because you play as Basim in the historical setting, but also in the modern day setting. So I'm really interested in Basim, because I think he's one of the best characters after Bayek, obviously, right? And the fact that he came back, what they did with him in Valhalla was really cool. I thought him coming back to the modern day time was really, really cool, and we haven't seen anything that cool in Assassin's Creed modern day for a very long time, right? But now apparently it's like this Assassin's Creed Nexus type shit, where we're the protagonists, and it's like a very kind of like a meta type thing, where like we're selecting the games from the menu. No, Assassin's Creed Infinity, not gonna happen. That might be the last straw. I'm not gonna be there. No, fuck that. No, not gonna do that, right? So you're trying to tell me there's no modern day plot either? Is that what you're telling me? I need someone who's played the game to tell me what the modern day plot is. I don't care about spoilers. I'm not gonna play the game anyways, right? Just tell me what it's about, right? Do we have a protagonist? Why did they get rid of Basim? I think he was a pretty good protagonist. I think he was really interesting, honestly. I think we could have fleshed out his story more. Don't you think? And look, I'm just gonna end this all with comparing it to Origins, because I feel like that is somewhat warranted. That is somewhat balanced, because it's also an RPG game, right? Because like the argument comes, okay, well, Origins is also an RPG game, so why do you like that game so much compared to Odyssey, Valhalla, and Shadows? There's one big reason. Not because of the gameplay, not because of the world, not because the story is pretty weak for the most part. It's because of one thing and one thing only: Bayek. The main protagonist, Bayek, is so good. Like, I'm telling you, he should have been Ezio. He should have been the next Ezio. He should have had a trilogy. We could have had a trilogy with him and Aya in Ancient Rome, where we could do the whole switcheroo thing, but instead of Yasuke and Nawa, it would be Bayek and Aya. But of course, Ubisoft, they're allergic to good ideas. So, but you know, alas, we never got it. We never got that second game or third game with Bayek, because instead we got Odyssey and Valhalla. And I'll never forgive Ubisoft for that. I will never forgive Ubisoft for doing that. No. They cost us the Bayek trilogy, and I will forever be scornful towards them, because I mean it really hurts me, the fact that our boy Bayek could have got some more content, but no, we got robbed. Literally the best thing, and right after that was the worst thing. Origins to Odyssey was just like all the way down, like Icarus burning his wings. Now he's fucking falling down to the planet. That's what's going on right now. That's what happened, right? We got robbed so bad. And that's the one thing that these newer games lack: a strong central character. Cassandra, weak. Who fucking cares? Eivor, weak. Who fucking cares? And it's mostly because of the fact that, oh, choose your own gender. You're not sticking to one script, right? So obviously the character's not going to be as strong as, like, say, Ezio, who has a narrative already written. They wrote that shit down, right? Cassandra and Eivor and Nawe and Yasuke, they're not going to be as compelling as Bayek, because obviously they don't have a story, because their story is whatever you make it. Do you not see how bullshit that is? You can't have a predetermined character and then also say, hey, make your own story, right? It doesn't make any fucking sense, right? They just need an excuse to add the RPG elements so they can be like, oh yeah, we're look at us, we're just like the big boys. We're also a real RPG. Look, we've got dialogue options with absolutely zero depth. If you look at The Witcher 3, the reason the dialogue options work is because everything is already in line with who Geralt is. Geralt is already a predetermined character. He's already a written character. We already know who the fuck he is. So no matter what option you choose is within line with Geralt. Whereas Cassandra, who the fuck is Cassandra? Who the hell is that? Who the fuck is that guy? You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows who that is, right? So that's why you end up looking like a bipolar piece of shit, right? Same thing with Eivor. They literally just added it just so they can have an excuse to call themselves an RPG. That's literally it. And so ultimately goes back to the point that the one thing that keeps me pulled in playing Origins, even though it's like kind of the same world as Odyssey, and especially compared to Odyssey, because the leveling system is also the same in Origins, is because of the character, right? Having a large sprawling open world is not incentive to play the game, right? I played Origins because I want to see more of Bayek. I want to see him interacting with people. I want to see how his story goes, right? Because he's such a good character, right? And of course, the world complements him so perfectly. But when you have a weak-ass character, a weak focal point, a weak pillar, everything else crumbles. That's what's going on right now. There are no more good characters, right? And I get so offended when people bring Cassandra in the conversation. Oh yeah, she's the next Ezio. I swear to God, I heard someone say that, and I literally, it ruined my day. Like, oh my goodness, how could that is sacrilege? How dare you utter those words from your mouth? How dare you? I should rip out your goddamn tongue. Say some shit like that. If you say some shit like that again, I'll break your jaw, knock your teeth out. You understand? Say yes. Say yes. Oh man, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Yeah, you know what? I don't even fucking care anymore. This is going on for way too long. I've had it. Honestly, I've had it. I'm not gonna play Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't care. I do not care. I really don't care. I really don't. So, and neither should you. I implore you, whoever's watching this, if anyone's watching this, I need you to stop playing this game. I need you to not buy this game. I need you to ignore this game. I need you to treat this game for the piece of shit that it is. Okay? I really need you. I really need you to do this. Don't take my word for it. Ask anyone else. Don't put up with this mid game. Right? Even if it isn't the worst piece of shit on the planet, it's still mid. And I feel like there are way too many games out there for you to be wasting your time on this bullshit. Don't you think? Think of all the other games you could have been playing instead of Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's time wasted. It's not about the money, man. It's about sending a message. By not buying this game, you show Ubisoft that, yo, you know what? You can't just re-release the same bullshit, except tweak it a little bit, and we're going to eat it all up, right? I was a huge Ubisoft stan for the longest time. I have a ton of, not just Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Prince of Persia, Splinter Cell. I have been Rayman. I've been with this franchise, with the publisher, Ubisoft, for a very long time. I have a ton of their games in my library. So some of my favorite games are from Ubisoft, right? Some of the best games are from Ubisoft, right? But not anymore. The same Ubisoft, the same Assassin's Creed. It's not my Assassin's Creed. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to, right? I have no incentive to play this game because it's not for me. The game isn't meant for me, right? They tried to play both sides by having Yasuke for the RPG Creed players and Nawe for the Assassin, but no. No more half measures, Walter. No half measures, Walter, I'm not gonna have sex with you, Walter. You know what I'm saying? No. Either make an Assassin's Creed game or don't. Preferably don't, because I need the franchise to die so I can move on with my life. Okay? You're dragging its corpse in the mud, and I find it very hurtful because that shit means something to me. Goddammit. Assassin's Creed used to mean something to me. Goddammit. Now it's just a whole lot of nothing. But you know what? I mean, I'm on a high note. I don't care about Assassin's Creed. I'm not going to play the game. Fuck that game. And if I'm not going to play it, trust me, you shouldn't be playing it. If you haven't played this game and you're not an Assassin's Creed fan, don't play it. Don't bother. Go play Ghost of Tsushima. Go play literally any other Japanese game. You don't have to play Shadows, right? I will be playing Mirage, and I'll be doing eventually a legacy playthrough of every single Assassin's Creed game, excluding Shadows, of course, because this is the breaking point for us. We are not doing this anymore. No, sorry. Also excluding Valhalla and Odyssey, because are you kidding? Do you know the definition of insanity? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy, and that is what's been happening with Assassin's Creed as of late, with Ubisoft, just in general, right? Whether it be Assassin's Creed or Far Cry, it doesn't matter what it is. Insanity is the right way to describe Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed games in general right now. And you know what? I'm breaking the cycle. I'm going to therapy. Okay, we ain't doing this shit. No, thank you. So yeah, we will do the entire legacy playthrough every single. I already played Assassin's Creed 1, so check that out if you can. I'm gonna try to prioritize playing games I haven't played yet. So Mirage, I haven't played it yet, so I'm gonna play that. Like I'm not gonna play Assassin's Creed Origins yet, because I've already played it, right? I need to play games that I haven't played, so like God of War 2018, Miles Morales, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. So once again, games that I haven't played yet, I will prioritize those, and then once all those are done, then I'll go back to the older games. Then we can play the older games. So that's what we're gonna. So once again, check out Assassin's Creed 1. We're gonna play Assassin's Creed Mirage very soon. I think the next game after Arkham Origins, once we're done all the uploading, is actually Mirage, because I think besides I already got all the DLC packs anyways too, all the cool skins. It was on sale, so I'm like, why the fuck not? I got it for real cheap anyways. I got the whole game plus DLC for $60, as opposed to the $120 you would get on PS Store. So I think it's a pretty good deal, right? So yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna talk about this game anymore. It's over. It's done. All this, there's no more speculation because we know it's a piece of shit, as we all knew, right? Even me, who's somewhat optimistic for the game because of the slight tweaks they did make. Even I'm saying I'm calling it quits. Not happening. Yeah, I'm not putting up with the bullshit anymore. It's over. Okay. So yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter. This game will no longer dictate my life and dictate my thoughts. I'm just gonna focus on the good shit. I'm gonna play the older games. Gonna do a legacy playthrough. Everything's gonna be fine. All right, everything's gonna be great. But case in point, verdict: do not play this game. Do not play this game. Do not play this game. I can't say it, and I don't know. I can't say it enough. Like, it's just not good, right? And as an Assassin's Creed fan, I find it offensive, and I don't like Ubisoft. So you know what? That's basically what I thought about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, and see you. I guess I'll see you in the next vid.